I'm reading Dennis O'Neill's Question, which I love. I really love. Really cool. Very 80s. Like, I'm digging it a lot. And I just read randomly that 12-issue Warren Ellis is like, it's called Global Frequency. Yeah. You ever read that? So cool. Each issue is just like I just like one of those things you pick up. You're like, I'll check it out. I'll read it a little bit. And then before you know it, it's been 12 issues. You're like, damn it. I want more of that.
That's a rat. It never did it again.
I'm becoming I've always kind of been an Ellis guy, but I'm becoming a bigger Ellis guy. Like, he just doesn't really disappoint me very much. He really comes through a lot. Like, I'll read something from him randomly, and I just find myself enjoying it all the time.
He got a little weird in modern times, but
really?
It's great. Yeah.
I'm reading stuff from like 2002, so like, yeah.
Perfect time.
Yeah. Now, those are the kind of questions I want, people. Talk about comic books.
Andre, over here. Obviously, another big stage for your international.
Is this a comic book question?
No.
I'm out of here. I'm just kidding, brother.
Awesome. Obviously, big stage for you once again at the T-Mobile. We all know there's a bit of a card shuffle. So, is there a part of you that's like, man, it would have been cool to perform in front of the maybe casual eyes that come with a Conor audience, or is it just still a big platform for you and you go out there and make a statement?
Oh no, I mean it's cool to fight on a Conor card, man. I got a lot of respect for Conor. Like the way I grew up, the gym I grew up in, Alpha Male, you know, Faber's always said a high tide raises all ships. So when you see someone do the things that Conor does, like, I know there's a lot of people who are like jealous or envious or talk shit. Like, I'm not that guy. I'm not a jealous guy. So if Conor's doing big things and I get to be on a card with him, that's huge for me, right? But I also think that the fights that got replaced are incredible fights. Like that Diego Lopez fight is going to be sick. The main event, Yuri and Poatan, is going to be sick. So it's not like the card fell apart. The card is arguably better, you know? Like, we got two incredible fights. So for me, man, I'm just, in the most respectful way possible, I don't give a fuck about anyone but myself. Like, I'm here to put on the best show that I can put on, and it could be at the Apex, and it could be at T-Mobile. It could be in front of 10 people. It could be in front of 10,000 people. It doesn't matter. I'm here to put on a show. I'm here to enjoy the moment, and I'm here to make sure that people talk about my fight at the end of Saturday night.
Well, I know you just said you only care about yourself, but you also mentioned those great replacement fights. So I wanted to ask, how do you see those two main and co-main going?
I don't know, man. I'm just, by the time those guys fight, I'll be eating pizza and chicken tenders and hopefully some tacos. I will have had a performance of the night bonus, and I'll be watching those fights the same way you guys are. Actually, maybe even easier for me because you guys still have a job to do, but my job will be done. I'll be watching those fights like a fan. So I don't know how those fights go, but I'm a big fan of Diego Lopez as a fighter. There's another kid on the card, Peyton Talbot, big fan of him. There's some young, exciting guys on the card, and it's cool to see. Yeah, I'm excited to share the card with these guys.
Last room for me. Last time I spoke to you was in December 296. I asked you about some of your favorite things outside of the cage, and you gave me an interesting response.
Yeah.
Has that list changed since?
No, the list is still the same, bro. We can go back through it if you want, but Big Booty Latinas is still right at the top of the list. The best part about that, I've said a lot of things. I try to be articulate. I try to express myself in a way that resonates with people and be genuine and true to myself. And by far, the most viral thing I've ever said is talking about butts. So I don't know what the fuck the lesson is there, but thanks for the alley-oop, I guess. Thanks, dude.
I mean, how was it? I mean, seeing all these people that may not be as big combat fans, get into you and start following your page.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that unites us all, right? Every red-blooded adult male here can agree. Like, whether we like fighting or comic books or whatever, we like big butts, just big Latin butts. And in this time of turmoil, I think it's good to have something that unites us all.
Andre?
Yeah.
Did you hit up Dan after that extra shot he gave you?
Yeah, I said, thanks a lot, you dickhead. You didn't need to hit me like that. So I will say this, my grandma, my aunties, everybody messaged me, why did he hit you a second time? And I had to explain to them. I actually the worst part is that Dan's such a nice fucking guy. After he hits you like that, you got to then defend him. Because, my family was like, why did he hit you a second time? And I had to explain to my family, like, that's his job, right? Like, what if he hits me and doesn't follow up, and maybe I come back, or the ref, and shout out to Jason Herzog, one of the best refs, maybe the best ref in the whole business, gave me every chance, That's what we do. Like, that's his job. Until the ref steps in, it's his job to make sure that he wins the fight. And it'd have been a lot cooler if he didn't hit me with that second shot, but that's his job, and I would have had to do the same thing to him, and that's the game we play. So, I talked a little shit to him, and I still do constantly. I actually was just training with him. I was training in the same room as him, and he was training with Cody Nolov, and I was with another group, another partner, and he said, hey, like, anything I can do to help, let me know. And I said, what you can do to help? Stay the fuck away from me. You can help me from 10 feet away on the other side of the room. Don't keep your hands off me. That's how you can help me. But no, Dan's a great dude, and I got nothing but love for him.
And what's the best movie you've seen so far this year?
The best movie I've seen so far this year. Oh, dude, don't put me on the spot. It's not a new movie, but I watched Brigsby Bear finally. I love that movie. And I know there's something I'm forgetting that I know as soon as we get off, I get done, it's going to come to me, and I can't think of the movies we watched recently, but throw some at me. I know there's one I'm missing we just watched. What's your favorite movie this year?
Are you watching Dune Part 2, probably?
Dune was incredible. Dune was great. There's one more that I can't remember that I know is like right there that I really enjoyed.
Are you watching television as well? Like Boys? The Boys are...
Television so far has been invincible. It's been incredible. They did Fallout. Was so good. I love Fallout. Fallout 3 might be my favorite game ever. Some people are going to say Fallout New Vegas. Shut up. The loading screens are abysmal. Fallout 3 is better. But that Fallout show is the best video game adaptation I think ever. So yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you.
Andre, right here.
Yeah, brother.
So, Andre, do you prefer when comic book movies stay really tight to the source material, or do you like that creative license from the director?
I don't mind. I mean, good and bad with both. What I like is when the director and the people making the movie actually love the source material. Whether they stray or they stay really true to it, I think both can be done well. I think when you watch something like Invincible, or you watch like those like the middle of the generation MCU movies where they were just got like perfect, they really like found their stride. Like you look at you look at Guardians of the Galaxy or Invincible or something like that, you can tell that the people who made it love the stuff they're making the movie about. And then you see some comic book adaptations that are just kind of phoned in. You see the director, like, he read like the 2 most popular comics about the subject and was like, all right, I got it, let's run it. And so I think whether you're making movies or you're writing or you're a journalist or you're a fighter, I think that you have to have a genuine love for what you're doing. And if you don't, it'll show. You can't fake the funk in anything. It'll shine through. People, when you fake it, people will see, and the results will speak for themselves. So I think, to me, the most important thing is when you're doing something creative, when you have a creative endeavor, it has to actually resonate with you first, and then the product will match that.
Do you think there's one comic book movie that translated from the page to the screen the best, like most faithfully?
Fuck, that's a whole nother interview. We're gonna get in so much trouble if you start me down this road. So I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but I will say I did really like what they did with the last Batman. Pattinson really they just took like the detective angle, which I think has been severely lacking. Also, like the fight scenes were done really well. It just felt Gotham-y, It felt like Gotham. It felt like you were there. It was dark. It was serious, but it didn't take itself so serious that it got like corny. Like I just thought they did a really good job. So that's my example. I think they did a really good job of being unique and staying true to source material in that last Batman. Robert Pattinson has done like the best I've ever seen at not being typecast. Like he just did like 3 or 4 things where he was just like, no, I'm not the vampire from Twilight. I'm some crazy preacher in Devil All the Time. And then he did that movie Good Time, which is like anxiety inducing. And then he did this Batman, and it's like, shout out to that guy. I really want to make movies. If anybody's watching this, like, put me in the movies.
Thank you.